poaching type player in Edinson Cavani.
Yeah, and I'd like your input as well, definitely. But last night we were sat with Michael Owen, who knows a thing or two about strikers, and he said this guy for the last 5-10 years has the best movement in and around the box, and I want to just hone in on that. And here we see here on this clip, it's the movement of the guy. The movement, he doesn't just do one movement; he likes to do 2 or 3 to get a chance. You see here. I'll stop it. You see him straight away running across the front of a defender, moving the defenders, causing havoc. He does that as well as anyone. But what I love about him more than anything is the fact that he doesn't get the first opportunity, but what he doesn't do is he doesn't stand still. You'll see again here, he's the only player, watch when I'll let this play on in a minute, that makes another movement. Every other player, red and black shirts, they stand still. And I'll show it to you, I'll slow it down. And then watch him come into the screen out of nowhere. He runs before the ball's been kicked because his anticipation's there. He's understanding the ball could come. And when it comes, he's in prime time position to get a goal. Here, I'll show you another great example. This is one for me, I love this one better because the way that he anticipates it. I'll shop it here. Rashford takes a touch. He's already on his back. The ball's not come yet, as you can see him. I'll just highlight him here. He's at number 7 there. He's on his way already. Everybody else is on their heels. He's the one working. He's the one wanting that space. He's the one running in that area to get away from the defender. He has the lead on him. Once he's there, he knows it's then about quality, and he has it in abundance. This is why he's got over 400 goals for club and country, because once he gets in there, he could make 10 of them, 20 of them runs a game. But he gets the one chance and he gets the goal at the end of it. It's gambling. He takes big gambles. But the touch screen here, I'll have to just take you to this point here. This is a huge part of it. Three goals this weekend came in this area here. 4 of his touches were in this area. You look at the difference, Rashford and Greenwood, 60 touches between them. None of them in that area where you get a lot of goals. Yes, they score goals, they score big goals, they score bangers, but they don't get these ugly goals, and that's where, can you teach that? And that's what the question I want to ask you. Can you teach it, or is it something you can learn, or is it about...
Yes, you can teach it, Rio, because you've just learned
instincts.
You listen to everything that I told you beforehand, and you passed with flying colours. Congratulations.
Thanks a lot. I appreciate that.
So, but the key is, as you quite rightly say, and the difference is that most strikers do what defenders do. They wait to see where the ball is going to go first before they make their run. The secret is, like Cavani did there, is to make you run just before the ball's going. People say, well, you don't know where it's going to go. No, you don't. But if on the occasion that you gamble on a space and the ball goes into that space, then you have a really good chance to score goals. Now, as you said, Rio, 9 times out of 10, that ball will go over your head, it will go behind you, and no one notices those runs, and then they'll say at the end of the game, he did nothing all game, he was in the right place at the right time, like Cavani was in the last minute. But you've got to be in the right place all the time for that one occasion when the ball will go to where you are. And
it's about keep on continuing to go and
Absolutely.
go and go, and don't be like... Yeah. You don't lose confidence when the ball doesn't come. And the big thing is, like you said there, what I'd love to touch on, as a defender, I have to wait for where Scholesy's going to put the ball, and then I'll move. Where if you're a striker and you run early, I can't defend that.
I think the key word is anticipation. As a centre forward, you know where the missed kicks are going to go. You know if it's going to bounce off a goalkeeper. Can you teach that? I'm not 100% sure you can.
I think it's quite easy to explain. I mean, every time a shot goes in on a goalkeeper, as a striker, you should be running in on the goalkeeper just in case he drops it. Every time the ball goes to a defender just in front of you, you should be expecting him to make a mistake and miss it.
The trouble is, do we see that in the other forwards?
No.
That's the question.
Do we see that in Martial? Do we see it in Rashford? Mason.
But he's saying you can develop that in your game, and Greenwood, I think, as it is going to develop into the number 9, I think here, and that's something I think he will have to add to his game to then elevate him to have that's something different, that's something else. He scores spectacular goals. Marcus scores spectacular goals.
All 3 of them score spectacular goals, but
they're the type of goals though that win your leagues as well.
Well, yeah, of course you do, but we talk so many times about United not having a proper number 9. This lad is a proper number 9, but it might only be for 1 or 2 years. And we had the same as Zlatan a few years ago. Are we any further down the road now than we was then?
You've got young talent coming through. I mean, admittedly, at the moment, both Greenwood and Rashford play in the slightly wide areas, don't they? Greenwood looks like he might be that player, doesn't he? Do you think?
Yeah, and I think that Cavani, I think he would say himself, he's a stopgap. He's here to help support these guys and to help. I think they've got to be sponges and take on a lot of the elements of his game that they haven't got, and that's what I would love to see.
What my point is, Rio, that exactly the same was said about Zlatan with Marcus and Martial. Are they developed into centre forwards, into number 9s?
I don't see either of those as a centre as a 9, though.
Well,
I've never seen that because of Rashford's clearly better when
I think
he
they both
faces up
like
and
to
runs at
be.
players.
I
don't
think they both like to think they are number 9s, but to me, they're both very dangerous wide players. And did they take anything from Zlatan? I'm not sure they did.
Yeah.
Now we hope Mason does take something from Cavani, because I think Mason, out of the three of them, he's the best finisher, and I think he's got more chance of the other two to really develop into a proper number 9.